Sir in Asta Microwave. Hi, myself Praveen Kumar Badam, working as a senior manager since 2019. Today I am going to present like a PCB layout simulation which I have carried for the front end receiver. This is totally 16 layer card. Like the top layer contain like all the RF circuitry, and the power combiner is distributed in the bottom layer. So total height of this board is 2.77 mm, and except like top and bottom layer, all the middle layers are FR4 substrate. So in this presentation I am going to showcase like individual component simulation for the total front end receiver chain, including the component and cascaded simulation using the layout. And then on the bottom layer, like it contains totally like a power combiner circuitry. So I have divided like a total power combiner circuitry into 4 channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D, because like it will take like a lot of time and consume like memory resources. And as we don't have like that much fast ADS system, so it is very difficult, and it took like many days to carry out like completely from top to bottom layer. So for that reason, like I have divided like a top circuitry separately and bottom layout circuitry separately. So with this small introduction, I am going to showcase like the simulation which I have carried for around past 2 months. So this is the front end receiver block diagram. So this block diagram contains like the front end low noise amplifier, followed by BPF and low noise amplifier, and for the low pass filter and 4-way power divider, followed by phase shifter and 7-bit digital attenuator. So this is completely like a 64 channel receiver block. So in this one, like total receiver is divided into port A, port B, port C, port D, and each port contain like a 16 receiver chains. Okay, this whatever it is there, like the front end, like it is common for the all the 64. So all 16 is combined as a channel A, and all 16 receivers are combined as a channel B or port B. All 16 channels in the C is combined as a port C. All channels in the port D is combined as a port D. So this with this one, like a small introduction, like the requirement will be the maximum gain before the power combiner 16:1 power combiner is like a 21 dB is expecting, and the minimum received signal input is -106 dBm, and maximum signal level is -35 dBm. So and for the 16:1 power combiner, like theoretically speaking, like we have to get like a 12 dBm power combining gain, but because of the considering like copper losses and other design constraints, like we are expecting like we have to get like around 10.2 to 10.8 dBm. If we get, like we can achieve the requirement. So if we get like 21 dB here maximum gain, and 10.8 here around 10 dBm, so totally it is the 31 dB gain. And in terms of the power level, it become the when -105 dBm is the received input signal, then it will become the -73, and when -35 dBm is there, then it become the -35 dBm it is there, it become the -3 dBm. So initially we have carried out like cascaded analysis using the spreadsheet, like having the low noise amplifier, BPF, and all the components in the cascaded, and we have taken care about the respective gain from the data sheet and the respective noise figure, and the minimum input power is minus 105 dBm, and maximum input power for this receiver chain is minus 35 dBm. So when we have, so like there is a many tools are available, like we can use like a cascaded analysis using the Excel sheet, are readily available online tools like ADI Sim RF or HitIT RF tool, and I have preferred like doing this one with Microsoft Excel sheet. So with this one, like as I said, like we are expecting like 21 dB gain as before the power combiner, and 10.8 dB gain from the 16:1 combiner. So totally around 21 plus 10.8 around 32 dBm we are expecting the gain. So with this one, like if we can take like around minus 3 dBm when maximum signal power is there, and minus 73 dBm will be around when the minimum signal is present at the receiver input, and the cascaded noise figure is something like a 0.55 dB. So like the same thing I have verified using the ADS system view. So like the system view, why I have prepared is like the system view will consider like port to port impedance mismatches, as well as P1 dB consideration and return loss effects between the two cascaded devices. So which will be gives like much better accurate results when compared with especially when the mixer is there. Then in at that time, like yeah, the cascade the Microsoft Excel sheet or the cascade analysis does not care about the P1 dB and port to port impedance mismatches, as well as the IMD products. So this receiver, that a system view receiver from the ADS will give much better accurate results. So after entering like all the respective things, and I have connected like a CW continuous wave source at 2.2 gigahertz for both the minimum as well as the maximum signal, because maximum signal will be the better, because that will be considered like all the other effects also, like P1 dB, saturation effects, and the IMD products. So when I have entered this one and ran this simulation, like if you can see, like the cascaded noise figure has come as a 0.7 dB, and the cascaded gain is say like 20.723, that is we are expecting maximum as per the requirement is 21 dB, and I got like a 20.7, which is with this our ADS system view, whereas if we take like a cascaded thing, it will becomes as a 21 dB. So like there is not much variation, and overall cascaded gain including the power combiner is 31.5. we need around 31 dB, 32 dB, so that is okay. So with this one, like what I did is like because these things is like we have verified like using the models and the parameter which provided in the data sheet, like gain, P1 dB, and noise figure, and other IIP3 and IMD kind of thing, and PSAT kind of thing. So but like it is better, like I thought, like once the layout has ready, it is better to have like individual component simulation using the layout. So what I did is like I have taken like a complete layout, which I am going to showcase in the ADS after this straight show will be get over. So like Yeah, because this is, as I mentioned, this is the 64 channel card. So I have divided like a individual channel using the cookie cutter option available in the ADS2. So this is the connector. Sorry, this is the connector. From this one, like the front end, this is the matching component, and low noise amplifier is there. The output of low noise amplifier will be goes to the BPF, and from that one, like again low noise amplifier it will go, and after that one it will go to low pass filter, and this is the power divider. From power divider it will go to the one more channel, and here it will come to here, and here it will go to the again the power divider, and this power divider output will be goes to the, because as I showed, like here it is the 1:4 power divider in the beginning I have showed. So here 1:2 is happen, and here it is the 1:2. Here this is what I have showed, 4-way power divider. So then after that one it is followed by digital attenuator and a digital phase shifter, and it will go to the bottom layer. From this one, the bottom layer contains like all these outputs, like this is the first channel, after that second channel, after that third channel, fourth channel, like that for 16 channel will become, and that 16 channel will be combined as a channel A, similarly channel B 16 channel, similarly channel C, similarly channel D. So all these things will be get routed in the bottom here. So what I did is, like I have downloaded like a S2P model of the each individual component, and as per the schematic, like whatever the components it is required, either it is the matching components or coupling capacitor and power supply component, everything I have used like a realistic model of the Murata, because like a Murata is something like a practical component in terms of like a biasing as well as the matching components are considered. Like then I have downloaded like a low noise amplifier and all the filter models and digital attenuator, digital phase shifter and power divider component. Then I ran the simulation. Then I generated like using the co-simulation option, like co-simulation symbol. Here I can add like real components, whatever it is going to appear in the actual schematic circuit. Then I simulated individually like a low noise amplifier and the filter and other components which is there in the cascade in our system. So if you can see, like here low noise amplifier results, like the gain is like a 21.1 dB and noise figure is a 0.48 dB, and input and output root and loss are something like better than 14 dB. So this is really meeting like our requirement, because in the requirement like we have considered as a gain as a 20 dB, but here we are getting the 21, whereas here I have considered as a 20, so 21, so it is also 21 it is coming. So overall like it is meeting the our requirement in terms of the low noise amplifier is considered. After that, the second stage is the band pass filter. So we have used the EMA 6E2250 BPF, but initially that S2P model is not available. So I have realized this model using like the data sheet values which is there. So with that model, like I got these results like -3 dB as a pass band loss, and input and output return loss are better than 15 dB. Then once I got like a realistic model, actual model from the vendor, so then I have simulated. Then actually like the data sheet they have mentioned as a -3 dB as a maximum, but in realistic in our band it has come like a -1.7 dB, and the input and output loss are better than 14 dB. Then after that low pass filter also. So all these things like how I did is like here like once it done, then I have included this band pass filter after the low pass filter, then again the SPTU power divider, then here it is again the power divider, digital attenuator, digital phase shifter, all these components like individually. Okay, so these are the results of these components, individual components, the digital attenuator, all these things. While doing this simulation, I'm going to stress out one fact is like I have included like the realistic components whatever it got mentioned in the schematic circuitry. Then once all these components simulation, individual component simulation get over, then I did like a cascaded core simulation, because like actually this is much important rather than doing like an individual component. But my constraint is like in case something like if it is missed because of anything, like either it is the like a track impedance mismatches or something like a mismatching in the component or some other thing. Like if we do like in the beginning itself, like if you do like a cascaded core simulation, cascaded thing from the connector to here, it will take it will be very difficult like whether we will meet like we have met like all the requirement as per our calculation or not. Then once I verified like all these individual components, then I did like a cascaded core simulation. Then cascaded core simulation results has shown like this way. The because initially like the real BPF is not there, so I got this result. But actually the correct results are this thing. The overall cascaded gain is 21.2 dB, and input and output return loss is better than 12 dB. Input return loss is something like a minus 12 dB, and output return loss is minus 15 dB, and the noise figure is 0.5 dB. So which is quite acceptable with respect to our requirement. Then once I did this one, then as I mentioned like this is the top layer. So top layer we are meeting like a minimum cascaded gain as a 21 dB. This is minimum gain as minimum cascaded gain as 21 dB, and the noise figure as a 0.55 dB. So this is what this result has shown like a cascade. This is the actual PCB simulation. Then once it will be done, like initially what I did is like I have connected from the top layer itself to the all the bottom layer, but here like a via is there, and bottom is something like a the this power combiner is routed like a 6 layer. It is something like a 270 mm, around 270 mm length, and it got routed in the various parts of the board. So because of the constraint and in the memory resources, it took like lot of time, even days it has run, and it has not produced any result. Then I thought like it is better to do like individually, like a channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D. Then using like a cookie cutter, like I have divided like a total bottom layer into the channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D, and then I ran like because like wherever this port output port it will go from the top layer and it will go to the bottom layer. There bottom layer I connected like inputs, all the inputs. Then these are the power divider which will be acts as a power combiner in this real scenario. Then I ran the simulation. So for that one, like initially like I did like EM layout momentum simulation. So like for verification purpose, like 2.2 to 2.3 only I did, because like if I increase the frequency range something like a 2 to 3 gigahertz, and if the mesh frequency is very high and it will take a lot of time. So our interest is something like 2.2 to 2.3 gigahertz, So I have considered the same frequency range in the EM simulation. Then I generated the symbol, EM symbol, to do the cascaded co-simulation. So the generated symbol is like this way. Inside this symbol, this is the thing, and here, because like these are the ports where 8 ports are there, because like 8 ports, total 16 ports are there. That 16 ports, it will be get added as a input for this power divider, total 8 ports. So for that one, like I have added like a harmonic balance source. So from there, like I have connected like all the sources, and wherever this power divider is there, so here power divider, wherever these gaps are there, power divider, power divider, power divider, power divider. So there I included like externally like a power divider component. Even here we can add like a SPTU real model also, not issue, because like we have seen like the real model also will be give like a 3 dB of power division. So when I have performed the thing, like I have seen like a channel A output as a 8.8 dBm. Okay, so 8.8 dBm is the output power has come. Actually we are expecting like a 10.8, because like in the top layer also one more power divider is there. Here this is the power divider, one more power divider, because like I extruded, because like for the time being, like I am doing only the bottom layer. So 8.8 is okay, because like top to bottom, like when I carried out, like I got like a 2.2 dBm, so that is sufficient. So similarly, like a channel B, channel C, and channel D simulation I have carried. So once I perform these things, like a channel B, something like, because like it got routed into different portion. So channel B I got like a little bit less, around 8 dBm power, and channel C I got something like 7.84 for output power, and channel D something like 8.1 dBm. So and after that, top to bottom layer also, because the top layer one more power combiner, only single power combiner is there. So top to bottom is something like, as I mentioned, like this is the 16 layer board. So and the top layer is ET underscore top, this is the top layer, and bottom layer is ET underscore bottom, and in between something like a 16 layers FR4 is there. So like I have connected these things using the via. So then once I carried out this one, like I got like something like a 2.2 dBm as a output power from the top to bottom layer. So overall like 8 dBm I am getting on the top layer minimum, and 2.2 is the bottom layer. So around 10.2 dBm I am getting the as a combined output power, which is meeting the specifications. So coming to real board showcase, like this is the actual board as I have showed. So total this board I divided into the individual channel, because like this is something like a 1 2 3, like this, like this much big size board is there. Like it will take a lot of time if you do like simultaneously all the ports, because of the crunch in the ADS resources. So this is the bottom layer. This is the bottom layer. So from this power combiner, power combiner, it is going to the bottom layer. So this is the total layer structure. And coming to here, it is the, if you can see, like EM setup also. When I had carried like individual thing, like individual component, ET underscore top, pin underscore I have considered, and VC underscore top is the way I have used. So this is the top layer, and once it will be done, like I went into the bottom layer also. So the bottom layer I divided like this way as I showed, because like a bottom layer, it will be say like a complete bottom layer will be complete bottom layer is routed into the other section. Yeah, so the bottom layer simulation is something like here it is there. Yeah, this is the thing, sorry, this is the thing, like a total bottom layer it got routed. So I divided individually like all the things, like a channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D. Then like then I have attached like this is the input, this is the say like if you take like from the schematic, like I have taken like a channel where is the channel A components are populated. So then I have added like a input for this channel A here for the power divider. Here one thing is there, here like this way I have taken. Then using the cookie cutter tool, like I have divided like a total circuitry into individual thing, like a channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D. Then I have ran into the individual channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D simulation. Then I generated the schematic. Then I went to here, the symbol has created as I showed in the PPT. Then I connected like a power sources also, like I adjusted here the power to get the 0 dBm for the all the power divider. Say if you take like a P1, P2, P3, P4, P6, P5, P6, P7, PA. So this is the individual thing. So like here these things have connected to the power divider. So totally channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D. So then I ran into the simulation. Just to show channel B what it is. So here it will take a lot of time. So for that one, like I will show you the final results. Yeah, this is the channel A, and similarly channel A, channel B, channel C, channel D. This is the channel B. So it is running just to show here, but because of the memory and other things, like it will take a lot of time. So the results are something like the P in if I am connecting like 0 dBm. So channel A output is something like a 9 dBm I got, which as I showed in the PPT also. Channel A is 8.8 dBm here. So around typically the same thing only. So this is similarly like a channel C, channel D outputs. So this is how like I have carried out. Similarly, like a top to bottom also, while carrying out like I have taken out like that only the top layer, and then top layer power divider. Then I added like a because that is only one power divider. Then I added like a stack up total like a 2.7 mm including the top and bottom. Then I combined, so I got like a typically like a 2.2 dBm, so which is okay. So this is meeting the specification. So there are a lot of say like errors can be happen like while doing this kind of simulation. It is better you have to understand perfectly where is your top air is there, where is your copper area, and where you have to connect the ports, and where the via is defined, and all these aspects you have to perfectly understand, then results can come almost expected kind of thing. So this is how I carried out the simulation for this front end receiver for the total 16 layer board. I hope this might be helpful for your future design while carrying out the PCB layout simulations. Thank you.